Ah. Yeah, okay, I got you. So for hypothetical sake, if you were sitting next to me, would people look at me and go, that might be her dad or something? Or is
Forgive
that
my
like, they look
interruption.
at me and
Do
go,
not
that guy's way
apologise, my
older than her,
son.
what the fuck is she doing?
Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed.
A scientist? You...
And I thought my own son. I could mesmerize you. Father Tobias.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
They think you might be a gold digger or that I adopted you. Look, if you're trying to be a gold, if you were trying to be a gold digger, I'd say, damn, you picked the wrong guy. You picked the wrong guy. Oh shit.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
So you're saying only women can... wait, what's that?
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary...
Ah, so she's saying that women attempted. He's saying that women attempted and nuns won't be. Fuck.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
That's what I would have thought too. That's what I would have thought too, Pummel. Is that especially if like a foreigner goes to some countries? Yeah. Well, it's just what I've seen too. Like I get some messages from complete strangers and stuff like that. It's just like a message and they're just like, oh hi, thought you were hot, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, okay.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world
I know,
of
like, not
causes
all of
and
them are like that, but the
and
few that
most
I've
of them can't see
met
the
or
plain
interacted with,
truth.
some of them have
Quite
been
a
like
judgmental opinion, if you ask me.
some.
But
Oh,
what do
some.
I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city.
Yeah, essentially,
Answers
yeah.
about the hidden truth.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, not that I can say I can blame them. Like, if you really didn't like your life over there or thought you could get a better life elsewhere, why would you not, right? I'd probably do the same thing. So...
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition. What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences.
So I can't really blame them.
most of
I'd probably,
can't
I'd
see the
probably do
plain
the same thing.
truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to
100%.
strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
100%. And then some people are very into that kind of traditional household too. So when they see someone offering that, they'll be like, yep, I'll, you know, like this sounds good to me. I find them attractive, blah, blah, blah. And that's enough for some people. So.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
So he means the other people.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
What's your hustle then, Pummel? Wants to cleanse the epidemic by fire, so he wants to burn them. I guess that could work.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Thing is, that's what I find as well with in regards to that beard thing, is that girls either like it or they hate it. I don't think you ever, well, that's a bit of an overstatement. I don't think you very often find a girl who's like, yeah, they're okay, I could take it or leave it. I get paid pretty okay. Oh, there you go. Main thing is you're happy. Same thing though. That's pretty much me as well.
Useful, but where do you stop?
Maybe not okay
Burn the
though.
clothes?
Maybe on a lower
The
scale.
buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool.
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
What do you mean when
All scientists are in...
quite a judgmental...
But you are sick.
What? I have heard enough.
I'm gonna ask
Good
him.
evening,
So
Mr.
I think most people are capitalist
father
slaves
went
and
to
whatnot,
Capri,
so in that aspect.
So,
Because, you know, you need to get a job to work, to earn money, to be able to pay for your shit, so
Have you any friends?
otherwise you're fucked.
Any family
Be
left
homeless and out in the
these
street.
Terrible times.
no. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I send him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Oh, fair enough, okay. See, I'd be the same thing too. Like, I'd be up for that too. I can't imagine wanting to live elsewhere, but visit for a period of time, sure. But I kind of like where I am now, so
You sent him on some
I wouldn't
preaching
want to leave
crusade
my
during
country
the
either.
epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Well, as far as I'm aware, getting visas here is pretty easy.
Where did
Usually.
you send him?
I sent
I don't know about
Samuel
now with the
to
whole COVID thing.
Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's good that you like your home country. I know some people don't. That's probably why some of those
I
people
have heard enough.
wish to, you know, leave, go elsewhere, find that good-looking foreigner and marry them. In all countries, though.
Pay me a glass.
Good evening.
Shane,
I would love to sleep with you, my lady.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Yeah, but 100% though, they're your friends and family. Like, that, I'd be the same thing. It's like, fuck, I just can't imagine living elsewhere. Because it's like, I've got my whole life here. I couldn't imagine picking it up and moving it. Some people could, they wouldn't care. But some people, like, yeah, my thought process is pretty much the exact same. There's too many people here. Like, I probably could do it if necessary, but
Are you talking
don't
from
know.
experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Would I sleep with? Would love to sleep with you, my lady. Guess we know your type now. Hey, look, she's a pretty-looking lady. Okay.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry?
Plus her accent,
Or
though.
about poverty, or anything else you have never suffered from?
Her accent's kind of nice. What else?
Goodbye.
One hint. I just don't know I'm gonna get these hints. I just don't think I can. It's annoying. I wish I could get hints. So currently dub mailbox and because I don't feel like I really have much of a type when it comes to a girl. Like, I think I just have to find, like, if I find her to be attractive to me, then usually I'm pretty, happy. Like, attraction starts it, but then personality will keep them around.
It's locked.
Like, no matter how hot you are, no matter how attractive people think you are, it will only get you so far. If you're an absolute cunt and don't, match up with someone's personality, their needs, their wants, and so forth, then people, generally are not going to hang around. Strong eyebrows, European accents, I mean... like, I just think she's attractive. That red lady from before, pretty hot too. Jewish children for a few months. The trip to London has been difficult. May sound selfish and silly. My children are still living in a country consumed by war. The war going on here in England. War against poverty and injustice. And to fight despite my advanced years. I'll be coming back to Romania. Probably meant I won't see you again before I die. Don't be sad. You're grown and have children of your own. Know the sacrifice you must accept to make the world a better place. One I must make now to feel useful one last time. Long and happy life. Kiss my grandchildren for me. Remember that your father loves you all the way. Old.
The content
Yeah,
of Darius'
100%.
letter to
100%.
more leverage to enter.
Like, I don't know, but people say, like, attraction doesn't matter, looks don't matter. Not true. I mean, I reckon attraction does matter. Even if people say it doesn't, if you don't find someone attractive, you're generally not going to be interested in them in the first place. Like, there has to be some form of attraction between you and the other person. And if it doesn't go both ways, then it's never going to work.
I cannot enter.
Like, maybe there's a small handful of people where it genuinely doesn't matter, but I would say more often than not, it would definitely matter. But
Good
yeah,
evening, miss.
personality and the
I'm
vibe you
Dr.
have and how well you get
I'd
along
like to
definitely
ask you a
seals the
few
deal, but...
questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
You mute?
Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever.
I think she's a mute. Maybe she's just really good at fucking around.
I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it?
Oh, so he does know she's a mute. Oh shit, okay. Does know. See, even this lady's pretty. And she's quite pretty.
Very well.
That was interesting. Do this braille thing.
It's locked, all right.
She's very pretty. Can I get up the ladder? Like lock? Okay, we'll go back there in a minute. I just want to see if I can get around to the back of this church. Maybe TP up. Toilet paper up somewhere. Oh. Sure, you'll find your full beard grown husband one day. Hummel. What about it do you like about facial hair? Wow, I worded that so weirdly. What is it about facial hair that you like? Because I never understood it. 'Cause some girls do like it, some girls don't. I only grow mine because I can't be fucked shaving it every fucking day. Plus, I kind of like not looking like a baby face. Because if I shave it all the time, I look baby faced. It makes a guy more attractive. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I think some things you just can't explain. They just look attractive to you. You just look at it and go, wow, I like the sound of that. I like the look of that. Oh my god, he just fucking sliced me up. Oh. Oh. Does it? How does it hurt? What do they do to you if it hurts? I mean, maybe it feels a little bit prickly, but unless they've recently shaved it, it shouldn't really be hurting. I don't think so anyway. Maybe I guess it depends, but... Oh, really? Oh, shit. Okay. Maybe because they've recently shaved. Actually, no. Maybe. The fuck are you doing? Are you using their, like, face as a scratching post or something? Some might. I think if you're trying to, like, grow it and groom it properly, like the ones that'll probably come out like here and stuff like that, some of them probably would, but I don't imagine most would. There would have to be beard, like, shampoo, conditioner, and all that, or, like, something you can put in your beard. I would say so, anyway. Where does this go, anyway? It's like a dead end. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I've never had anyone complain, but... Thing is, I've met some girls that go, ew, your facial hair is gross. And then after a while, they're like, actually, you know what? It's growing on me. I like it. So... I think it all just depends on the person. Yeah, he must have been, like, using your face as a scratching post or something. Like, just grinding it all over your face or something. Did he recently trim it or something? Because if you recently trimmed it, then that makes sense. Because then it's all, like, soft and it's prickly because the edges aren't, curled or curved, I guess. It's more... the hairs are more straight, I guess. Didn't really notice. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't think you're going to be paying attention to what he's doing at that point. You're going to be like, too caught up at the moment. So.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best
maybe.
informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Maybe you also do have sensitive skin. Maybe.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
Do you often get, like, I guess, like, little rashes, or you touch your face too much, maybe? Or certain products, like if you scratch, it'll leave a mark more often or something? Maybe that?
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Also, if you focus on your work,
Petrescu.
just let me know.
Yes, I know him.
Probably holding up a
I
little
thought he
bit.
was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Wow. Absolutely fucking Darius up. I'm Dorothy Crane. Has he children anymore? To avoid being a burden to them. Former Romanian political activist. So we've got one more person to meet. And all of them are recovering except this guy with a fucking migraine. Good.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear doctor.
Yo! What's up, Mr. Pat? Wolf Joy? Wolf High? Access to scented products. Chemical heavy ones. See, I think mine does that sometimes too. I think it depends. So I usually don't use most stuff. But I've had that before. Like, I had a deodorant once and it just fucked up my skin, like, so bad. So I couldn't even use it. Now I use, like, roll-on stuff because I just find it doesn't mess with my skin, doesn't cause it to burn or all that sort of shit. Look about facial hair. Hey, Pat, that's a good question. Do you have a beard? I feel like you're the kind of person with, like, some form of facial hair.
I understand your need for solitude.
You don't have to answer that question
But
if you
it's
don't
not
want to.
safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
He's needs a...
Do you need...
It may be wise to...
I understand your appetite for words. Sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
Thing is, my mustache is the thing that grows the weakest for me. Because it was too warm. Ah, fair enough, fair enough. See, my mustache for me, yeah, I almost never touch it because it grows the slowest and the weakest for me. So I have to let that go. The beard goes way too hard, though. Which is a good thing. Did I already answer this one? Why isn't it grayed out then?
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir?
But you could be right about that, Pat.
Not at all.
Traded
I'm
this
just
for
enjoying
this.
the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
How long does your beard go, Pat? Similar to mine? Shorter? Longer?
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor.
Oh, fair
But
enough.
We both
Similar
know
to mine, then.
the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
My favorite thing is to, like, just scratch it or just pull at it. Like, you know, you always see those things of those wizards just pulling their beard? I actually quite enjoy doing that as well. Or just scratching
what are
it.
your thoughts on the
Running my fingers through it or
situation
something.
in this city?
Terrible, you say?
Quite fun
No.
just to twist it.
Of course, The
Full
death
on
of
up.
so many innocents
Okay, I'm not
is
gonna-
a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
In before Pat clips that. One sec, guys. This is a lot of effort to find a nurse. I mean, I don't have to talk to all these people, Pummel. I'm just doing it because it gives me XP and I want to find out more what's going on. But yes, it is a lot of talking to find a nurse. Thing is, we already know where she is, but we just need to, we need to get in there. But I don't know how we're going to get in there. The game's going to tell us how to get us. What I want to say, I see a dreadful disease.
Yes.
So let's go with this one.
The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Yeah, that's what she said. Maybe I will.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
I can't imagine a girl saying, get in there to a guy. Hey, get in there. That'd be so intimidating, but also funny. Get in there.
Do you not think
Go on,
it's
mate.
a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir, Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. That's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
What are you doing, stepmom? Get in there, sonny.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
Wouldn't most, well, I shouldn't say wouldn't. Aren't most pornos just badly scripted?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean,
poignant?
don't you? That's what I want to write about. And that's
Well, I'll
what
tell you.
Whitechapel is made of.
Poignant. How do I... Poignant, evoking a keen sense of sadness or regret.
Poignant.
Poignant, evoking a keen sense of sadness or regret. What is it?
Poignant.
Poignant reminder of the passing. Poignant scent of her power. A sharp or pungent taste. Part of the fantasy making it seem very unrealistic. That's true. That's true. It does warp people's sense of reality. Even if you think it doesn't, I do think that to some degree it does warp what you think is normal and what you think is right. Even just watching it a little bit does do that.
Did you know the mute florist is a member
Hey yo,
of
how
a
you going,
secret
sir? What's up, Mr.
society?
Boxes and Socks?
No, I didn't.
How you going, buddy? Welcome to the stream.
But I thank you for this information.
Good,
sir,
my friend.
for it only enriches
Very, very
the
good. We're
mystery
exploring,
surrounding the precious Camellia.
The precious worlds of Vampyr. How are you doing today, man? How's the streaming going and the work going? Have you finished Valhalla yet, by the way? May not have seen it. Last I saw you were playing that.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most